Hello, this is my presentation on differentiated instruction in the classroom. My name is Angelica Camposano, also known as Mrs. Camposano. I graduated from the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. I am Texas teacher certified with an ESL certification. I've been teaching for about 7 years. This year, I have a new opportunity to be a mentor teacher for new teachers on our campus. And this year, my goal is to take more leadership roles on campus in order for me to obtain my dream job as an instructional specialist on campus. So, what is differentiated instruction? Differentiated instruction is a way of using different strategies to teach a diverse group of learners. It's personalized framework. It requires understanding of the group of students in a classroom and finding what works best for them to be successful academically. This can be you printing out notes for students. This can be giving graphic organizers for students. This can be you chunking assignments for students for them to process information, maybe at a slower rate for students. Ways to bring this into the classroom is one way could be reflection and goal setting. When students set goals, they're personalizing their learning and they're taking responsibility for that learning. When they make reflections, it allows students to look back on how they approached their learning and they can change accordingly. You can also differentiate through formative assessments. This can look like a lot of different strategies in your classroom. For formative assessments, you can get verbal answers, you can use graphic organizers, and you can chunk assignments as mentioned before. Engagement in the classroom is when students are invested in the lesson. This could be emotionally, or physically with manipulatives and things like that you bring into your lesson. This can look like students are engaged and eager to participate, raising their hands, super excited. Discussion is 100%. You hear those turn and talk. Students are actively engaging in the conversation or the questions that you pose to the class. And this can also be where students are ready for what's next. Ooh, what's going to happen next? When students are engaged in lessons, they are more likely to show up every single day or be eager to get to your class, experience higher achievement, and have a deeper understanding of the material because they're able to make that connection with what they're learning while they were in the classroom. Ways that you can bring engagement into your classroom with brain-based learning in mind. One way that I do it in my classroom is I have scavenger hunts or escape rooms. Scavenger hunts are more for when we are starting a new lesson and they have to go and discover different things. This allows students to get out of their seat, they're getting physical, and they're working collaboratively with a group in order to reach a common goal. Another one for escape rooms is students are required to follow instructions step by step. So it's in a process in order to reach a common goal as well. I usually use escape rooms for after their learning is done, and this is just a little extra way that I can understand what they understand, and students are able to apply their knowledge. Another way that I really love having engagement in my classroom is thematic units. I teach English language arts and social studies, and thematic units go a really long way with students. They help with teaching students a certain skill with following a theme. One of my favorite ones that I've ever done is an argumentative unit on Amelia Earhart. So, in the argumentative unit, students are learning about bias and for and against things like that, and we're using Amelia Earhart. So what happened to Amelia Earhart? So they're getting information through a certain amount of time. I believe my thematic unit for this one is going to be about 3 weeks. So within the 3 weeks, they're gathering information, doing their research, working in groups, gathering and presenting information onto what actually happened to Amelia Earhart. I have really high engagement with this, and students really understand the parts of an argumentative essay and the things that go into it because they were engaged and because they have a common theme in mind while they're learning. And these are a couple of references that I used today for my presentation. Thank you for listening.